Hello, I'm Chris. In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks on how to change gear quickly and smoothly. These techniques will help you feel more confident behind the wheel and enjoy a smoother drive. So let's get straight into it. Here's a tip that's a bit difficult at first, but it will help you change up a gear without losing speed. It just takes a bit of practice and experience, and is a little more advanced than what I've shown before. If it's safe on the next road, I'm going to accelerate up to 60 miles per hour. I'll demonstrate it first, then talk you through what I'm doing. Let's see that again. For a quick smooth gear change up, I press the gas before lifting off the clutch completely, so that I don't let the revs drop down too much. Now I've got enough speed to go from a second straight to fourth. Up to fifth, a little gas before releasing the clutch. It's smooth and I don't lose any speed. I'll show you when I change up to six. Off gas, clutch down, sixth gear, a little gas, clutch up gently. If you change up gears whilst you're accelerating, so still pressing the gas, as you press the clutch, the car will rev up and could cause it to jolt like this. Not good. So it's off gas, clutch down, change gear, before fully releasing the clutch, add gas. How much to rev it varies from car to car, but you don't want to let the revs drop too low if you want a smooth gear change without losing speed. Although instead of constantly checking a rev counter, I rely a lot on the sound of the engine, but that does take a bit of practice and experience. If you do need to check the rev counter, then obviously make sure it's a quick glance, so you can keep your eyes on the road as much as possible. Revving it a little when changing up a gear isn't always necessary in a modern car, because when you release the gas to change gear like this, the revs don't drop that quickly anyway. So even without adding gas, it will still be smooth, as long as you release the clutch gently. You just won't pick up speed as quick. But every car is different. When it comes to changing down gears, adding a little gas can really help smooth out the gear change. Fifth to third. Straight to sixth. Before you release the clutch completely, add a little gas. It will get rid of any jerks. But don't give it too much gas, or the car will rev too high and could cause it to jerk. To change down smoothly, the amount of revs I've got when changing is important. I'm changing at just over 2000 revs. Before the clutch is fully released, I'll rev it to about 3000, so revving it a little higher than it was. This time I'm changing down to third. The revs are just below 3000, so before fully releasing the clutch, I'll get the revs just below 4. A nice smooth gear change, didn't even feel it. By adding a little gas while changing down, the engine speed is increased and smoothly matched to the wheel speed, making for a smoother gear change. Revving the engine when changing gear takes a lot of practice to get it smooth. You might find that it actually makes for a more jerky drive when you first practice it, as you might take a bit of time to get it right. But once you're a more experienced driver, then it can really take your driving of a manual car to the next level. But be prepared though, it can take a bit of trial and error. And of course, only practice when it's safe, as you don't want to get distracted by it and start driving dangerously. As I said earlier, don't stare at the rev counter, just quick glances so you can keep your eyes on the road as much as possible. With experience, you'll get used to the sound of the engine, and you won't have to look at the rev counter. This time I'm going downhill, and I want the lower gear to keep me slow, so I won't add gas. Just raise the clutch gently, hold it at the biting point for a second until the revs go up, and then release the clutch. Let's see that again. Raise the clutch to the biting point, hold it for a second until the revs go up, and then raise the clutch all the way. A smooth gear change without any jerkiness. Changing gear quickly doesn't mean that you should be rough with the gears like this. you shouldn't have to put too much strength into it. Think carefully which gear for the situation, instead of changing through all the gears. Changing down to first, a little gas before fully releasing the clutch. Down to third, a little gas before fully releasing the clutch. Up to fourth, a little gas before fully releasing the clutch. A speed limit change up to 50 miles per hour coming up. Change down to third to help accelerate. I've got enough speed to get straight up to fifth. Bird in the road. Now down to third gear for the bend. This will provide more acceleration power after the bend, and then straight up to fourth. Slow down and change down to third before the bend. Now accelerate and back up to fourth. The speed limit is now 60 miles per hour. It looks safe, good conditions. Let's make some progress. Brake and down to third gear for the bend. Add gas before fully releasing the clutch, makes it smooth. But then off gas to slow down for the bend. Accelerate, and now I've got enough speed to go from third straight to fifth. Down to third for the bend. Accelerate, straight back up to fifth. That was some fast, safe and smooth driving in the countryside. But let's now have a look at how to change gears smoothly in slower residential areas. Changing down to first on the move can cause it to jerk. Slow down to a speed suitable for first, below 10 miles per hour, and then change down. Add a little gas before fully releasing the clutch. That happened quickly. Let's have another look. Off gas, brake, clutch down, first gear. Before fully releasing the clutch gently, add a little gas. Really smooths it out. When changing up gear, I don't need to add gas, as it's smooth even without it, as the revs don't drop that quickly, and I don't want to drive fast on these roads. Plan when to change gear, so that you don't rush it and make the car jerk. Changing down for a turn, I'll add a tiny amount of gas before fully raising the clutch, just to make it really smooth. But be careful not to give it too much gas, or it might turn too fast. Clutch up gently, back on gas. Earlier on the country roads, I was adding gas when changing up, but that's because I wanted to accelerate quicker and drive faster, as it was safe to do it. In this car, when you press the clutch, the revs don't drop very quickly, so I can still change up gears smoothly, even without adding gas. Just make sure you don't release the clutch too fast. But some cars are different, and you might need to add gas to really smooth out the gear change. Although when changing down, adding a little gas can really smooth out any jerkiness. I'm turning right. Check mirrors, signal, brake before changing down to second. Clutch up slowly, especially where the biting point is, minimal amount of gas. If you're turning into a tight road, I'd recommend having the foot brake ready, so that you're prepared to slow down or stop. I'm turning right. Slow down to a speed suitable for second. Release the clutch gently, and then turn. If you release the clutch too quickly, then it will jerk the car. Slowing down for the bend, brake below 20 miles per hour, down to second, and before fully releasing the clutch, a little gas. But of course, you can always come off the gas if you don't want to go faster. Roundabouts clear, down to second, and before fully releasing the clutch, a little gas. I wasn't pressing the gas to accelerate towards that roundabout, it was just enough to smooth out the gear change. Don't forget, you can change down smoothly just by releasing the clutch slowly, and no gas needed, although some cars are different. These dashboard warning lights are really important. Find out what they all mean by watching this video next. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found the video helpful. In the meantime, keep safe on the road, and bye for now.